This is the worst bag that you could buy in 2024. Hey guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I do videos on luxury handbags and occasionally other topics as well, like beauty. If those are topics that interest you, please consider subscribing to my channel by hitting the subscribe button down below and sticking around for this video. Now in 2024, it is very evident that we are long past the days of the kind of shopping that people were doing during lockdown back in 2020, 2021. I think we were going a little crazy. I know a lot of us were probably doing retail therapy, we were at home, and this shopping really reflected in the handbag market. There were a lot of bags, especially Chanel bags, that were selling above retail on the resale market. People were going crazy, especially the classic flaps in some really popular colorways that were difficult to get your hands on from the boutique. People were buying them and reselling them on the market for way above retail price. And then of course we had all of these crazy price increases, and now coupled with the economy, people just really aren't buying bags like they were a few years ago. And I think this is really evident, especially in all the sales that we see going on with a lot of the secondary luxury retailers are having sales where they didn't really have sales before. I remember Fashionphile would have like maybe one sale a year, and it was like the Black Friday sale. Rebag, I think, was the same. Now they're all having multiple sales a year, which wasn't really common a few years ago. If you've tried to sell a bag recently, I wouldn't be surprised if you maybe got some lowball offers, you were hoping for more, or maybe they weren't even accepting the kind of bag that you were trying to sell, and maybe you're trying to sell it now on like Vestiaire, Poshmark, eBay. And I've been really kind of watching this for the last several months to see which bags have been hit the hardest by all of these conditions. And there's one bag that keeps coming up, and it's the Chanel Jumbo. Now this is a classic bag from Chanel. I remember in the early 2000s, it was probably the most popular size. I remember seeing that bag everywhere. If you're a millennial and you watched The Hills, you probably would remember those girls had Chanel Jumbo sizes. And back then, the big bags were really popular. Not so much anymore. The popular sizes are going to be the minis, the small, and the medium. Now, brand new in boutique, this bag is retailing for $11,700. And it's crazy to me how much that bag has really increased in the last few years. I remember thinking it was pricey a few years ago, and of course it was. But the fact that it's $12,000 now, if you include tax, or more than $12,000, is just, it's shocking to me. And I think that a lot of people, most people, if you have that kind of money to spend on a bag, you're probably taking your money to Hermes and maybe not getting the Chanel Jumbo. If you do have your heart set on a Jumbo, or maybe you want to buy it now while prices are low in case one day that size bag becomes very popular again and maybe you could sell it then I would look at the secondary market. But if you have your heart set on the Jumbo, skip the boutique experience. You're gonna be paying way too much for that bag, and it's very much like a car. As soon as you take it off the lot, out of the boutique, it's going to decrease in value immediately. And then once you're out of that 14-day return window, you're just kind of out of luck. Now, if you have one of these Jumbo bags and you're thinking of letting it go, my advice would be, if you can, hold on to it. Hold on to that bag a little longer, maybe for the next few years, because right now the resale for this is atrocious. If you bought it in the last year or two, there is no way that you are going to recoup the money that you spent on it, or anywhere near that money. And if you look on resale websites, you can see that this bag is selling for a fraction of the price that it is in the boutiques. And I recently saw a Facebook post of a girl who had submitted her bag for a buyout to one of the popular websites, and they offered her $2,000. And I think she had said that it was like in excellent condition. She barely used it. And she was shocked at how low the offer was, and she submitted it elsewhere as well, and they told her they weren't even accepting the Chanel Jumbo because it just wasn't moving for them. If you were to sell it on your own, you might be able to make a little bit more than what they offer you, because they do need to make room for a profit margin. But the fact is that you're probably not going to recoup the money that you spent on that bag, especially if you bought it in the last couple of years. So that really just paints a picture on what a loss that purchase from the boutique would be right now. Imagine spending almost $12,000 on a bag and then they offer you $2,000 to $3,000 to buy it from you if you were in a position where you needed to or wanted to sell it. I'd be pretty bummed about that if it was me. If you have your heart set on a Chanel jumbo, then I would strongly encourage you to shop around the secondary market. Now, if you've been in the bag buying world for a while, you've been a collector, you've always loved bags, you're probably watching this video and you're like, duh, Laura, I already knew the Chanel jumbo is not a good buy to make. But if you're new to bags, then just be aware that not every Chanel bag is a good buy. I think a lot of people new to the game think that Chanel holds its value, and some of the bags do, but not all of them. Well, that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That really helps the algorithm. And if you didn't subscribe at the start of the video, I hope that you will subscribe now. If you are looking for some pre-loved jumbos, I'll link some down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.